it pays her balance in full, so that starting June, she will have to pay her June rent.
Is there anything you want to say? No? No. Okay. The court does call the case of YPF 16 versus Judge Jackson.
Yes.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. David Fantera on behalf of the plaintiff.
Ma'am, could you say your name?
Disha. Last name is Jackson.
Right. And where are we on this case?
The defendant owes rent in the amount of $1,338 plus court costs of $175 for a total of $1,513.
Okay. Yes. My SSDI has been cut off and it got screwed up the 30th, 2026. So I went over to a friend's and found a business card or a check for the rent right here.
May I? Your Honor, what I'm looking at is a check from the Red Shield Rentals from Friends Indeed. So
For how much?
for $1,513. So with the court's permission, with Ms. Jackson's permission, I would like to accept it, and I will submit a dismissal to the court.
All right.
She's asking, what does that mean to be dismissed?
That means the case is over and she doesn't have to come back and see me.
And it further means that she will go into June with a zero balance.
What do you mean by that? Say that again.
This payment is for April and May rent. It pays her balance in full, so that starting June, she will have to pay her June rent.
Well, I don't know. It depends on SSDI. I've got an attorney and Social Security. We talked to them today. 9:15 said he's in process.
Can Ms. Jackson tell me the name of the attorney so that I...
Shake? It's SHAIHK.
Again, please?
I can write it down for you.
Where are they located?
In Ann Arbor. You mean my attorney, right? Yeah.
Your Honor, the reason I'm asking is so that we don't wind up in the same boat at the end of June. I will try to contact this attorney in the next couple of weeks to find out exactly where that stands. But I think as far as today's case is concerned, I think we're done.
Okay. So do you want my attorney's phone number? Do you want me to give you that?
Great.
My phone's in the car.
If you
send me an email, I can email you.
I'll find it.
Okay. All right.
Case is dismissed. Have a great weekend.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you, Madam Interpreter.
On behalf of Beacon Properties, Judge Simpson sheet.
So your name?
Teresa Adams.
All right. Okay. The note I have here is application opened on May 21st. Agency is holding application until we have funding to help or another agency can assist. Said they emailed the tenant, several agencies to reach out to. Right?
Yes.
Okay, how much is owing?
$691 rent.
How much?
691.
Okay,
Then cost of 220.
right, for a total.
Total of 911.
I'm sorry?
Total of 911.
Okay, same as we're stuck. All right, Ms. Adams. It's okay. When do you think you can come up with that, or can you?
I can pay June. I'm really hoping to get some help from an agency.
Okay. How much is your June rent?
What's that?
How much is your June rent?
$995.
Okay, when can you pay that?
Right now.
Well, it'll be dismissed.
Okay, so if you...
That's the June rent.
No. So here's what will happen. If you pay it right now, this case gets dismissed, right? But then because what they do is they take that amount and apply it to this balance, and then June would be due.
Right.
So let's say you paid this money, when would you have June rent?
That's a really good question.
Okay. That's why you're looking, that 900 that you have right now is to kind of put you on track. And then you're looking at July is really, if somebody helps you out, you just be looking at July because you got June.
Right.
Gotcha. Okay.
And it's not just 1 month. I wasn't making enough to cover my rent.
Gotcha.
So I've been paying piecemeal, just not the whole thing each month. So, and they've been getting 95% of my money. So.
Okay. All right. Let's do, I'm just trying to figure out the best way for you. I mean, so here are my choices. I could do a judgment now for this amount. But the moment you pay your June rent, the judgment satisfied and you still owe June. All right? But here's the other weird sort of irony that gets here. If I do that and this gets paid off, then the agencies don't look at you as somebody that needs help because they're going to have to file another case before it, right?
Right.
Okay. And if you won't be able to pay June, not only now would you be paying court costs, you'd be paying another set of court costs if they have to file again and go down the road. Okay. So I'm trying to figure out what's the best for you. And I think what the best thing to do is to adjourn this out. We'll just the money will, while these agencies are deciding if they can help you, the money just shifts. You still have to pay your June rent. We come back on the 12th, we're going to be right at about the same spot. But if they get funding, then we can get you closer to zero. It's a weird way to do things.
I know.
Follow what I'm saying?
I do.
All right. So I'm going to adjourn this out to June 12th, 2026 at 12 noon.
Okay.
Okay, now I'm going to tell you one other thing.
Okay.
Don't pay, I never have told the tenant this, but don't pay that money until Monday.
Okay.
And the reason is that if you pay it now, they're going to be obligated to dismiss this case, and that's not what we want at this moment.
Okay. Okay.
Sounds crazy, but a lot of people think I am, but I all right?
Okay.
Sorry, Jen.
The 12th.
Have a great weekend. The 12th. Yes, ma'am.
Take care.
And let's see. Prospect Realty Group versus Alexandra Bell Streety.
Dana Hall on behalf of Prospects.
Miss Bell Streety.
Sorry, it took a second to unmute.
What'd she say?
Took her a second to unmute.
Oh. Okay. What's her claim in this case?
Your Honor, so Bell Streety made a payment this morning, so right now it's $2,450 in rent, $175 in cost for a total of $2,625.
Okay. And Miss Bell Streety, how are you going to get the rest of that paid?
I applied for FDR, so I'm waiting to hear back about that. But I could pay $2,000 by next Saturday, and then I can pay the remaining, including June's rent. Sorry, I'm pulling up my calendar. June 18th.
Okay, I didn't follow you there.
I can
You
pay
said-
up to $2,000
Go-
by next Saturday, which is the 6th.
The 6th?
The 4th, sorry. Or I'm in July. No, the 6th of June, and then I can pay June plus the remaining, the 18th.
Gotcha.
And then I can pay July on July 1st.
Okay, just so I'm clear, you can pay $2,000 by the 4th or 5th of June, and then by the 18th, 19th, you can pay June plus any balance left over.
Yeah.
Okay, here's what I'm going to do. You get the $2,000 paid by the 5th. I'm just going to adjourn this out to the 12th of June, 2026 at 12 noon. Get that paid, and then we'll look at trying to get this thing done and get it all wrapped up after that, okay?
Okay. June 12th, yeah. Say it again.
June 12th at noon.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Okay. These are all these. Yes. So I'm going to call them other ones. Ram Partners versus Fry. Ram Partners versus Brown. Ram Partners versus Robinson. Ram Partners versus Sampson.
Yeah. I still never figured out if those are what the circuit court says on them. I had to go to the circuit court to look that stuff up, but
All right.
I thought we dismissed these.
Well, the dismissals came in late.
Ah, okay. Sorry.
All right. Your name?
Monasia Brown. Aisha Sams.
Okay. They have filed dismissals on all of these cases. Do you have a
What is
issue with that?
What's that mean?
That means they're done with me at this point. Their cases are
Can I ask a question?
sure.
Is it
Only the baby can ask a question. I can't hear her. No, go ahead. What?
still going to be on like my housing record? But like when I try to apply for apartments, it says that I'm going to.
It shouldn't be. I mean, I don't know because the court's not in charge of those. But if it were there, it should say that the case was dismissed
So
because they filed the dismissals. Okay?
so we can move out basically.
You can what? You're looking to move out.
Definitely. Yeah.
Okay.
With they're not going to fix any of the damages or.
Okay. So I don't know how to answer that because I mean, because the only thing I can say is exactly. Look at you. Ah. Oh. I talk to you all day. I don't even like these big people. All right. So I don't know whether or not you could just move out. So I don't want to tell you, yes, you can, because I don't know what the leasing agreement, there's a lot of intricacies in that. I would ask the management whether you can move. All right. And the only other issue that I will say about that is part of my concern with these is whether or not these balances are legitimate balances. Because of all of the other litigation and everything that's happened. I don't know. So my worry would be you'd move out, they'd say whatever their claim was in this case, and then try to pursue a money judgment later after you saying you owe this money. That's the part that bothers me. Go ahead.
Money of the rent they collected from me when the order was in place.
When what order?
Non-compliant.
Place.
Because that's like $7,000, $6,000. And it's almost the same amount that on there that I owe, nothing against Grand Park, but you know.
Okay. And you bring up a good point. Part of my and why I may be reluctant to dismiss. Because normally I would say just dismiss a case, right? Some of you made payments while there was no certificate of compliance. Then, hold on a second. The circuit court issued a ruling about what should happen in that regard. And I don't know then whether the owners, as you might claim, and I'm not giving legal advice, might indeed owe you money. And that whole analysis might apply to all of it. Whether you move or not. I mean, right.
I've been speaking with legal services. It's a guy named Alex that works there, and basically, he's like the attorney for what's going on with this, and he's just asking for me to send all of my lease documents, all of the signed documents when they agree to getting my money back. So he's going to be the person to make sure that we get justice for our payments that we made. He was also asking me, like what's going on with the case, just in case he needed to stop anything or jump in.
In these cases?
Yeah, because I told him what was going on right now, and he said that he wanted to stop the process of eviction because of me being a previous tenant at a different unit than being moved. So he's kind of trying to get my rent back from what I originally paid when they were non-compliant.
I wish they'd...
I feel so stuck.
Huh?
I said, I feel so stuck.
No, I get you, but I wish if they're going to give you that advice and you're telling them what's going on, just show up in court and just help the folks out. Hey, it's irritating to me. When are you supposed to talk to him next?
I'm not too sure. He reaches back out whenever he's not busy. I don't know who else he's working with, but he asked for like all of my like legal documents, like my leases and any type of paperwork and emails that I had. He said he was I think he's going through circuit court with that, if I'm not sure.
Well, yes. And that's part of the problem. Part of the problem is these are really Arbor 1 cases. And hence certain orders were entered into. That's kind of what you were talking about, man. And certain things are supposed to happen. So quite frankly, in my mind, even if I dismiss these, that doesn't stop anything from occurring there, right?
It would stop on our
No, I hear you. It would stop, like,
I would just apply for another apartment, move out, and then
no, I know. Yeah, it would stop that. But it also may make it a little bit harder for you. It won't make it harder for you, but, well, it will, but you just want an answer.
I just want out.
You want out, you want an answer, and just, I mean, and if I send you away, it will get resolved, but not.
Correct. Let's just live in the court.
Live in the court? No. Yeah, all right. Did you contact the attorney for Arbor One about this at all?
Yeah, so I talked to Judge Simpson's clerk. He directed me to an attorney at Bodman. I could read her email. She said that people could, this is just from her email, pay rent if they wanted to. Say we couldn't try to get the rent from them. That wasn't a very clear answer to me. So first I had to email her twice to get a response. I emailed the prosecutor's office twice, didn't get a response. Got a different email address to the prosecutor's office, still don't have a response to that. I can't look at the court records online unless I go to the court physically, which I did. And it's basically what they said. I'm not sure if they're units, but if they don't have a certificate of compliance, they weren't supposed to be collecting rent is my preliminary.
That is exactly it.
I never heard of Alex. I talked to him.
You did?
No, I didn't know he was involved. So
Well, legal services is involved, and Alex is the one that has been the attorney on that side. It is unclear what they keep agreeing to on it. It really is just unclear.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but it's like they keep saying pay the rent or not, pay the rent or not, but you can't leave. It feels like, that's why I said it feels like we're just stuck.
We can't leave because it's an eviction.
Well, you may be stuck, you may not be. I think the issue becomes, I think it's impossible for you to make a decision until that question's answered, right? I mean, if you're not supposed, if you paid, I have a very different decision to make if I paid rent when I wasn't supposed to be paying rent and I get money back, because then the issue of where I move, how I move, what I do becomes very different because it's a whole different financial picture for me, right?
Yeah.
And so, you know what, little one, you just bang away all you want. Don't let those big people tell you can't do that. She can put your feet all up there. This is my furniture. You put yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Anyway, but folks, here's what I'm going to do. I don't know how it's going to turn out. I'm not dismissing the cases. Okay, because I think there needs to be an answer. Would you talk to Mr. Henry? Do you let Mr. Henry know that these other folks?
We talked to him and said, I'm backlash and Lisa.
You what?
Talked to them already and sent everything over.
Yeah, I don't know if he's just like
So
collecting evidence or going, because he was asking for emails for like the damages of what's wrong with our apartment. And it's a lot of documents that we had to send in.
I did that last year. I did it last year. I don't know.
But he was also asking me if I had other places to go.
You had other places to go?
In case something crazy happens with this, because no one has answered.
And I've been applying, but I haven't even been signed.
From this?
That's what I'm saying. I'm unable to leave.
And leave the loans.
Pardon?
Applying for a apartment.
No, I hear.
And then I also had another comment. It's a guy named Roger, I believe. He works for the sheriff's department. And I told him about my situation. And he wants to pay the security deposit for my new apartment, but can't leave. That's like
Okay.
all the help is lined up.
Is there anything you want to say? No.
No.
Okay. That's your lawyer. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do, folks. I think everybody needs to look at this again. What I will do so this, I will. You are something. That's how I sound in the morning. It really is. I'm. What'd you say? What'd you say? True. Okay. Okay. I meant at home, not when I got here. But just, when I get here, that's how I sound. Okay. Wow. I will adjourn out to 2026 at 12 noon. Okay. And I will endeavor to find time this week, folks, to look into some of this myself and try to give you the best answer I can. I know Ms. Hall will continue to do that. And Alex Henry, yeah. So I won't dismiss him. We'll just adjourn him out to that day and see what we can come up with. Okay. I know you want to move, but I don't want you. I want all of you to be in the best position possible. Right? What do you say? You're tired? Me too. All right. Little patience. Let's try to get through it because this has just been a mess for everybody, quite frankly. All right. Thank you, folks, for coming down. And you guys have a blessed weekend, please.
Say bye-bye.
Bye, baby. What's the baby's name?
Samaria.
Samaria? Okay. I shouldn't be like just calling you baby.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, there were 4 of them.
Judge Simpson's courtroom offered a revealing look at how housing cases often involve far more than unpaid rent alone. Across multiple hearings, Judge Simpson focused not only on the balances owed, but also on the real-world circumstances affecting tenants, including interrupted Social Security benefits, pending rental assistance applications, and ongoing legal disputes. In one case, a tenant's full balance was unexpectedly paid through outside assistance, allowing the matter to be dismissed and the tenant to move forward with a clean account. In others, Judge Simpson carefully weighed whether immediate judgments would actually help tenants or create additional financial burdens through future court costs and eviction filings. The most significant discussion centered on tenants facing uncertainty surrounding compliance issues, prior rent payments, and ongoing legal questions. Rather than rushing to close the cases, Judge Simpson expressed concern that important questions remained unanswered and emphasized the need for clarity before tenants made major decisions about moving or resolving their housing situations. Throughout the proceedings, Judge Simpson repeatedly stressed fairness, practical solutions, and ensuring that all parties understood the consequences of each option before moving forward. His approach reflected a broader judicial effort to balance legal procedure with the human realities behind housing disputes, leaving several matters adjourned while additional information and potential assistance are reviewed.